All right, welcome everybody to Lab Day, week 12. And today we're going to be doing one of the most famous gameplay loops in all of gaming history, found in such games as Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. What you're going to do is you are going to open a file, you're going to read the data from the file, you're going to modify it, and then write it to a new file. So if this sounds like what you do in Microsoft Office, well, it is. So you're going to be opening a file called /public/nihongo.txt, and you are going to parse it. You're going to have, there's 3 sections. You're going to need to look at it. I'm not going to tell you what's in it, but there's 3 very obvious sections to it that you should be able to detect when you switch sections. The top section is an English to Japanese dictionary. The second one is a Japanese to English dictionary. And the third section is a bunch of sample sentences. You don't need to do anything with them. They're just there for you to look at. Now, after you read all of the data in, you're going to store it in some sort of data structure. I'm not going to tell you which one. Might be a vector, might be a hash map. Either you can make work. Then you're going to prompt the user for adding more words, more translations. Arigato becomes thanks, and vice versa. And then after you're done with that, then you're going to save it into a file called Nihongo.txt. So you're going to load Nihongo, and you're going to edit the file, essentially, and then save it to Nihongo. So this is a classic pattern of code that people do all the time in real programs. You load a file, you edit a file, you save a file. And you have an hour to do this. So YouTube's been dumb. You try sharing an MP3 player. Interesting. YouTube has been done yeah, with all the ad blocker nonsense and things like that. Yeah, very true. And Discord just refusing to stream like YouTube audio data is just annoying. Okay, so any questions about this? This is basically, you're gonna have an hour to do this. You have been given a new homework assignment called Warui Part 2. And this, if you can get this done, then you're going to be very close to being finished with it. So this is the heart of the next homework assignment, which is going to be doing English to Japanese and Japanese to English word for word translations, which hurts me a little bit on the inside here, because Japanese is definitely not a language you can just do word for word translations for. It really isn't. The English that you're going to get, the Japanese you're going to get from the translations is going to be horribly broken and will just pain me on the inside as a Japanese major, more than a little bit, more than you might know. But if you can get this lab time done, then you're going to be like 60-70% done with Warui Part 2. Warui Part 2 is also going to have test cases. You're going to have to do some TDD, test-driven development. You're going to have to generate some test cases which should be pretty easy. You know, you have a function to translate English to Japanese. So you pass in arigato, you expect thanks as the translation, and vice versa. So you're going to have to write some tests. Those tests are 10 points. And then passing all the correctness tests a week from today will be another 10 points. So Warui Part 2 is a 20-point assignment, of which, again, if you can get this done in the next hour or two, you're going to be mostly there. You're going to be mostly done. So, should we do this in any particular directory? I would just make your own directory for this. Warui Part 2 is going to be in its own directory, and it'll have its own rules and things like that. So, but all the code that you write here, you can probably import into Warui Part 2. Okay, any other questions? All right, let lab time begin. I'll put Carly Rae Jepsen back on. Apparently just for my own listening pleasure, because Discord's being stupid and not streaming it.